Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Agent Academy. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle or MP3 player. And now, welcome to the Agent Academy.
Downloading latest intel package. Welcome back. I was getting worried about you.
Agent Academy, episode 25, recorded on June 14th, 2018. I'm Agent Goonie Guy.
And I'm Agent Soho.
And tonight on the Agent Academy, we will take calls from the sat phone, talk about Cassandra Prime, and the latest answers from this month's AMA. We'll also investigate what's in the capsule. I know you've put stuff in there. And we're going to ask you a very, very important question to hopefully spark a dialogue between you, the agents in Ingress, and Niantic themselves. We also have surveys, life lessons, and, oh yeah, some exclusives direct from that plasticky goodness that is a country song all rolled up in a beverage container that's painted red. That's right, Andrew Krug. Mr. Andrew Krug stopped by, and we'll pass along some of the information he left us. All that tonight on the Agent Academy. But first off, happy birthday, Agent Soho.
Yeah, thanks. I had a birthday and got older. 42. That's right.
That's the answer to something.
Mm-hmm. You know, I said that at work, the answer to life in the universe, and they just looked at me like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I just, that's it. That's it. I'm done.
So did you quit? You looking for a new job already?
Yep, pretty much. I walked out. I'm like, I'm out, son. So I'm a year older, and things still feel like they did a week ago when I wasn't this old. Because I heard it was supposed to instantly change.
It is
when you get older. So
it looks like you got one of those defective birthdays.
I did. Yeah, I'm gonna return it.
Sorry to hear about that.
But I got a ping today on Ingress. Someone looking at my stats. So thanks for the ping. Yeah.
Is that
anyway.
They send you a message or just a ping?
No, just a ping. Just the word ping.
Ping.
They're probably looking at my really terrible stats. I was like, okay, so how much MU am I currently holding? 0. I was like, 0 links. I only have a few portals. I really need to get out there and do some stuff. I noticed I looked at the Intel map and you own like all of West Side, like all the way down to Trinity or whatever.
The West Side.
West Side, like Madison all the way down. I was like, man, you've been busy.
I have been busy. I've been so there was a portal downtown in Madison. There was actually 4 of them that we had a nice little farm going there, and some Smurfs came and flipped one of. This is the weird thing. They flipped one of the level 8 portals and then blew the rest up. And then fielded, and so it's like they had one level 8 portal there. And that's it. And it's like, why are you even wasting the time to like flip one 8 portal when there were 4 good ones there? Flip them all.
All right.
And have you a nice little farm. We would have left it and farmed it and flipped them back probably, but at least there would have been 4 8s there. So right. I'm down there a lot because I live close to Madison, and so I have a ton of keys. I probably had like 30 plus keys to the portal that's an 8, and I was just like, you know what? I'll flip it. Actually, I tried to flip it, and it was it basically gave me the message when it's like you can't flip it because apparently they had just done it like 20 minutes earlier. So anyway, I sat there and farmed it until I could flip it, and then I flipped it, and then I just started throwing links to it. I just started making a little starburst to it, and after farming it more. This went over a few days. Like even today, like I've been throwing a couple more links to it. So all in all, it probably had like 40 to 50, links to it.
Wow, dang.
So
That's
then I
cool.
just started yesterday or the day before, I forget, just started fielding off all the links. Like I hadn't been fielding because I wanted to see how many links I could get to it. But I kept using up all my keys and going back and having to get more. So I was like, well, time to make some AP. So I went and started fielding.
Nice.
That was fun. What wasn't fun, though, was, well, it's kind of fun and not fun. Fun, not fun. Fun and not fun. All together, rolled up into one. Like a hot dog bun, son. I don't know what just happened. But
Did you have a stroke?
I was going to let the stuff drip out, but I decided not to. But anyway, you know, I got rear-ended November of 2016. And so my little red Honda Fit has had no back left bumper, and the hatchback was beat to hell. And the person who hit me didn't have insurance or anything. So I basically told them they could pay me like $50. You know, basically, pay me what you can when you can is what I told them. And so over the past like 2 years, they've been paying me $50, like here and there or whatever. And so I found a bumper at like a used car lot and pulled it off a Honda there and bought it for like, $30. And it's been in my garage and it was blue. So it's like I had to paint it. And some dude was driving by my house 2 weeks ago and was like, hey, I'll fix that for you for, $100. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know you, and I don't know if I just want to let you fix my bumper, And,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Right? And so 2 weeks later, he comes back by, and he's like, I fixed the dude across the street's car, and the dude across the street seems a bit anal. So I'm like, man, if he lets you fix his car, and he was out there, like, waving, and he never waves to me, so he was waving at Tony, because he definitely was not waving at me. We are not, like, friendly neighbors. It's odd how none of my neighbors are friends with me. I don't know what that means. It doesn't say anything good about me. But anyway, now I trust Tony because my neighbor trusts Tony, and no one trusts me because my neighbor doesn't trust me. But anyway, what this has to do with is he was like, I'll fix the bumper and the hatchback and paint it and do all this stuff for $300. And I was like, I don't really have $300. But I looked in the app because I've been saving that girl's money in cash. I guess it's a Square thing. And I was like, well, she has this much. I'll just give you what she's paid me for, if you want to fix for that. And he's like, well, I'll do it. And so I'm like thinking, well, where do I take it? Like, do we bring this over to your house? He just starts loading tools out of his truck and like just fixes my car right there in my driveway. And paints most of it, but he ran out of paint. Well, it was my paint, but he ran out of it and was like, well, you'll need a little more paint or I can come back next week. And
Weird.
I was like, no, it's fine. So I went and got some paint and painted my bumper. So my car is back together. It's all good. And some dude did it in my driveway.
That is so weird.
Like
So how do you, what kind of paint? Is it like a spray?
Yeah, it's a spray paint, and it's built for like Hondas. It's like the Honda Red. Like you can find it. Like all the cars have it'll be like the Subaru Red, But this was the Honda, and then you clear coat it over it to make it shiny and not look weird.
What about a little green bumper? Did you think about that?
I thought about it, but here's my thoughts. So he did a good job for fixing a bumper in a driveway, and him painting half of it, and me painting half of it. But you could still tell it's kind of not the original bumper. Like, it's a little rough. It probably needs to be sanded a little more. So I'm thinking it needs a full just paint job anyway, right? So I'll wait a year or two and then, just go to town and, paint it. And so I'll probably do it green, like a really cool, I don't know. I'll figure it out by then.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, here's the bad part. I went to get my oil changed. And I was done, and I went past my neighborhood and was going out to Triana, flip some portals and throw some links, because I was trying to make my link star. And a light came on in my car, which is never good after you've had work done. And so I drove home and I look up and it's a oil pressure light, and I'm like, oh crap! What happened? So I opened the hood and there's oil out of my hood before I even open it. I see it just through the crack, and my engine block is just covered with oil, just oil everywhere. And I checked the oil, and it's dry, like bone dry, no oil in it or anything. And I'm like, oh my God. So I call them, and the manager actually drove out to my house. So props to them for like not just going, sorry, which you can't really do these days, I guess. But he drove out here, and apparently there was a second gasket, you know, like in an oil filter, there's a gasket between the oil filter and the car. And there was a second one in there. So it made enough of a gap that when it got hot and the pressure got built up, it just started just spewing out of there. Ooh. So luckily it didn't do any damage, and he put on a new thing and took it down there, and they cleaned it up, did some like degreaser and stuff, and so it's all good. But it's still just kind of, it was worrisome. Like when a light comes on, like you check it, because like your car is your baby when you're like Boots and you're throwing links and you want to like Ingress, like that is your main tool. Like phone, then car, right? Yeah. And then maybe bicycle or jet ski, depending on what your plans are.
Yeah. If you live in a downtown, or, you know, like we're always into Cargrass here, you know, in Huntsville, Alabama. Actually, we have a business partner who came from China this week at work, and he's like, wow, he couldn't believe there wasn't anybody walking around. And he's like, I can't believe there's like so much parking. There's like so many cars here. It's just like everybody's driving. It's like, that's what we do here. So yeah, in Ingress here, if you don't have a car, you're not going to get very far.
You drive.
Hey, yeah, right. You drive fast.
You go not far in car and make a link star.
I went to a friend's house this weekend who has a couch portal. Love those. I don't want to say who it is. I think you know who it is. I don't want to mess with him, but he lives in a neighborhood. Freaking couch portal. Love it.
What?
Love it. Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, there's a church right next to his house, and it's so close to his house that it basically you can be anywhere in his house and you'll be.
Do we eat lunch with this gentleman a lot?
He went to my birthday party.
Oh, okay. I know exactly the one you're talking about now. Then
yeah, right. Yeah.
It's actually part of our mission. If you do the Agent Academy mission,
really? Oh God! Yeah, it's funny because he doesn't even play, and I'm like, do you realize how lucky you
what
are?
You got here?
Yeah.
He's like, it's part. No, I don't. I know him, and he would be like, "Shut up."
Yeah, he's like, I don't freaking care. You know. Anyway, all right. Well, let's move on to something cool.
Situation report.
Time to get that sit rep on.
There's a little situation. My parents went away on a week's vacation. They left me a scanner, and I blew up some portals.
I thought they left something exclusive.
They did. Are we getting to that first? Oh wait, yeah. There's multiple exclusives.
There is, yeah.
Do you want to cover this one or?
Okay, yeah. So this is something that's been popping up, and this is kind of odd. So there's a mysterious message appearing on scanners that says, "Agent, we've been watching your progress since you booted up the scanner. Well done. We are." You are in an elite group of agents. We will be sending you exclusive intel going forward. So, like, I think this might have something to do with. Well, before we start speculating, I haven't seen anybody actually come up with like any truths. Like, what does this really mean? I don't know. I don't think there's any like factual information out there.
I thought someone posted that it's like closer to anomalies that those agents will start getting intel that they're supposed to share with their faction.
Oh, like these are some kind of like POCs.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, they're just gonna get stuff that they can give out to their faction that I guess may help with anomalies, or hopefully it's not just like your hotel for your faction in Boston will be. Like,
right, he's like,
drink your Ovaltine.
Right?
No.
I was thinking something to do with betas, like beta invites or something, because this week also we'll be talking a lot about the Krug miser, he did the AMA, but he got a question from somebody who kind of inserted this statement inside the question. He basically said that there was 50 Ingress Prime beta invites that have already been selected. That came from Navarro.
Last year's Navarro. I believe Enlightened there were 50 people who won something, maybe a competition, so they're going to get the first Prime invites, I believe.
Oh, okay. So I gotcha. Okay. So I didn't realize what that was. Okay. I thought that was just now. So I guess it doesn't really have to do with that if they already actually got some invites and stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of neat though. Exclusive intel.
Could be some beta invites. Could be something cool.
Yeah.
We'll let you know as soon as we hear more words. Maybe Andrew will phone us up and let us know on the old sat phone. It's kind of like the bat phone, but that's not ours. That's someone else's. But he did call and he left us some information. So talked with Andrew for a little bit, and he was kind enough to leave us some clarification on recharge rooms for anomalies. So if you're not aware of what this is, during the anomaly season, during anomalies, there will be rooms set up all over the world, and they'll have to funnel keys from the different anomalies, the ones that they're supporting, to those locations. And then during the anomaly, they will actually sit there and recharge portals for their faction to help, maintain the portals. And I was involved in one of these for the DC Magnus anomaly, and it was just kind of, you had a bunch of keys, and I won't go into the hairy details because I'd probably get ousted from the faction of anything. But I mean, there's like a bunch of rules of which ones you're supposed to recharge and when, because they're trying to time it between all the different rooms out there in the world to make sure we don't have 10 agents on the same portal recharging. So in the past, what you would do is those POCs at those recharge rooms would turn in your name and screen caps of your data to prove that you recharged to another POC, and then they'd gather it up and they would send those all in to Niantic, and then you would get the badge for that anomaly. And then, of course, last year at the end of the year, the anomalies, they stopped that because apparently people were abusing that system, and they basically created a new system where they can tell what agents have recharged how much in the anomaly area for those portals that are part of the anomaly. And they tested it and it worked, so they're going to go forward with using that. So Andrew wanted to clarify on those recharge rooms on getting the anomaly badge a few things. First off, the offsite people absolutely do not need to register for the anomalies. That's not how you will get the badge, and you will not get the badge if you don't register. So don't register, because I guess that just adds a lot of people that aren't actually there, and so there's no reason for you to register. So don't do it. And that's different than in the past. Apparently, you were supposed to register in the past. I can't remember if I did or not, but anyway, don't do it. They have, like he said, they have a way to track who's recharged the anomaly zone portals and how much they recharged. And Niantic's going to work with the POCs to determine where that threshold is, depending on the city, because some cities have different number of portals, different number of attendees, and so you may be recharging less or more depending on how that is. So instead of just making one rule fits all, and we know how those never work, they're not going to. They're going to leave it up to the POCs in those cities. And also the intel operators and the support roles, they will all still be eligible for the badges as well. And so just work with the POCs. They'll provide the names of everybody who worked, and you'll get the badges. Because those people do a lot of work, and they don't get to recharge, so they wouldn't be counted otherwise.
Right.
So maybe there's some way they'll figure out how to track that as well. With that, I also asked him if we're going to know what that threshold is, right? Like if you were recharging, wouldn't you want to know what that threshold is?
Yeah.
Well, interesting enough, he said, is going to leave that up to the POCs. And so it's up to the POCs in those areas whether they tell their agents what it is or not. So,
so if it affects their performance or...
I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? Like,
yeah.
If you tell someone, well, you only need to recharge 10,000, you know, maybe they just go, oh, got my 10,000 and they're done. And they walk out and they just go out and have some
Or if
Doritos.
it's just like you're right, exactly. If they just straight up quit, or if they set a priority, it's like, okay, the priority is 10,000. After that, you can be loosey-goosey, watch some YouTube videos, maybe remember to recharge here and there just to remain active.
Or if it's like 10 billion and it's like, they'll never get that. So if we tell them that, they won't show up.
Right.
You know, that's the other. So I guess it's all dependent on that number. The POCs, I'm assuming, will come up with. I mean, I wouldn't think you would need to come up with a high number. It just needs to be high enough that someone who just was an average Joe, an average agent Joe, playing and just happened to recharge 3 portals for, you know, 20K, that they don't, hey, that's cool, I got an anomaly badge, right? Though they did kind of participate by accident. But I mean, like in the anomaly that I recharged with, I believe it was like pretty good if they got a little over 1 million. And I think I had like 800,000. So you get a lot when you do it. But so what would that number be? Would you go, you got to have 800,000? Because it also depends on your level, how much you can recharge, because you recharge less.
Oh, right.
So hopefully those numbers will be low enough that, you know, low levels can still maybe recharge and get the badge. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if these are static numbers and not actually being set, I mean, I guess they're not being set individually by the POCs, because that would be a lot of weird, crazy coding.
For each.
Is that really what?
Each city that has an anomaly, the POCs will come together and decide on what that number will be for that. Oh,
I see. I thought it was if they have the option to tell people, like it's a hidden number.
Well, they have that too, right? So they have the option to, now that number that they decided on, they have the option to tell people or not. And Andrew said he hopes that they tell the number.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and he may change his mind, just to be like, nah, there's no reason. You just tell the number.
Right.
You know, so
and if there's kind of like, if there's some cheesy like abuse or something, it's like, okay, the number is 3.
Right.
Like, oh, well, everybody can get it just by just tapping it once and walking away. So,
right.
Or trolling and saying it's like 16 million, you know.
Trolling. But that's not all. That's all. He also left us some other information that I thought was cool. So, hey, Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time to, it's been, a good 15, 20 minutes kind of going, hey, here's some information y'all could tell people about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The scanner communication errors, they are still going on. They are still working on. He confirmed that it's an ongoing issue. It's a large issue that they're working on. They're working hard on it, and they're going to get it fixed as soon as possible. So please bear with them, and don't cuss them every time it happens. And it happened to me the other night. I was making my links and I was heading home, and I knew I had 3 portals, on my way down Zert. Pulled into the first one and hacked it, and hacked just fine. Got some stuff, and then I tried to throw a link, and then all of a sudden it was just like nothing was working. Just like what was on? So I logged out. I got my backup phone up and logged in, and it worked fine. So it's kind of like, it seems like it's like a device. I don't know, per device or something. I don't know what the issue is, but definitely I was able to log in another. I was like, am I banned? Did I do something wrong? What's going on, Andrew? And I had him on my back phone. I was like, Andrew, what's going on? I can't tell you.
Could he help us? I wonder, like, if we ever get banned for some reason. I mean, that's a stupid question.
Do you think we're gonna get banned?
No.
I keep wondering that, because some people had questions this week. It was in our Telegram about GeoMe, or is some Chinese phone manufacturer that supposedly, a top reason that people get banned is by using this phone, which, I went to like the band thing because people were saying that, like, well, a lot of people in there are talking about their GeoMe phones or whatever, but it's like, there wasn't a ban for the past, 6 weeks or so. It's been a while since there was like one ban, let alone like a bunch of bans. And that's like the third biggest phone manufacturer in the world. It's like Apple, Samsung, or maybe Samsung, Apple, I don't know which. And then GeoMe, and then Huawei, and then, So it's like there's a lot of people using it. There's probably a lot of people playing with it. And if only one person in a billion is getting banned, it doesn't seem like that huge of an issue. And maybe the people are claiming that they're being banned just happen to be cheaters anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not to offend any Chinese agents, but I know PUBG, it was all the China servers that was doing the cheating. Not all. I won't say that, but that's where they started banning anyway. Not to get into that, but I'm just saying, it may not be the phone. It may be the phone user.
Yeah. Got to look deeper into this.
I don't know if we do. We just sail on. Just don't cheat. And if you get banned for some weird reason, and it wasn't, my brother logged into my phone and got me banned, that's an excuse I've heard a lot in the old days, right? In the forum. Yeah. My brother logged into my account and started cussing everybody out. It's weird.
Totally weird.
My Facebook account got hacked. No, it didn't. They didn't get hacked and then cuss out people on your Facebook page. That's not how it works. But anyway, I digress. I think I just
digressed all over the place.
It's car digressing. So anyway, scanner errors. They suck, but they're working on it.
Cool. We have some AMA questions.
What?
AMA. Andrew filled up the cup.
Well, was he being tested?
Right?
Oh, that's what it sounds like. Did he had a drug test down at Niantic, and they're like, Andrew, we need you to fill up the cup. What if they gave him like a little like red solo cup that he had to fill up for his drug testing? They're like, here you go. We'll be watching.
That would be dedication. Well, let's see here. So we picked out a couple of like really good ones. This is happening once a month now. So, or was it once a month or was it
once a month? But yeah, there was a month where he was. Sorry, I'm asking my wife to bring me another drink. I didn't want to
bring me a drink.
There was 1 month where he was traveling, so he could have one. So
that's why it seemed like
every few months, every few weeks.
So definitely pay attention to this batch that he just got in there. Over 100 questions answered, and we picked out a couple here and there. Actually, I picked out a couple that were actually pretty good for our what's in the capsule section, right, that were kind of like asking him about new ideas and stuff. So anyway, we have these kind of peppered throughout the show. But here's the first one. It's question 99, actually, from a Zin Lu. Will Prime have a different social strategy than simply Google Plus? Will it be in-house or continue to be third-party? And then he answers, let me ask you this question. If Niantic were to build a set of community tools which may include a forum in addition to something along the lines of Google Plus, that allowed you to create private community space to communicate with or to members of your private local communities, would you use it? Tag me in a post about the topic and let's get this conversation started. That's a cool thing. So it sounds like Niantic, well, they've already alluded to a social tool in the past, but from what I can gather from this, it's kind of like, Google Plus will be going away. Is it going away? They've kind of, Google has talked about getting rid of it in the past. I don't know.
It's going to go a wave.
All right.
Google Wave,
remember that?
Wave?
Google Buzz. All
that
those
was huge. The wave, man. Everybody's going to the wave. Where's the wave now, son?
I love the wave. So anyway, if Niantic picks this up, then would we use it? I think definitely. I mean, Google Plus is kind of like a way to post and be seen and communicate to a community in all kinds of interesting ways, which is a lot different than, like, say, a Facebook page or a Facebook group or anything that Facebook has to offer. And it's hard to think of another service that even kind of performs like Google Plus does.
AgentAcademyPodcast.com.
Right. And people joke on it and they're like, oh, Google Plus sucks. I mean, for what it does, it's actually really good. It's not like a contender with Facebook. It's not like, well, it sucks because it doesn't have as many users and whatever as Facebook has. Well, okay, but it's not really a feature gripe. But
so what would a system that a community tool like Andrew's saying, Niantic building, like, what would it need? What would agents use, and what would cause them not to use it? Like, at a local farm, I heard someone saying that the reason why they were worried about tools from Niantic, or that they had heard other agents say, was that they were worried about employees of Niantic having access to that data and them being agents and giving that data out to, other people on their faction and something like that. So that they prefer a tool that's controlled by their, like, faction, someone in their faction. Though, I mean, those people could flip, or just someone get into that structure and give out that data anyway, right? I mean, that's a possibility. Like, it just could happen. So how do you combat all that? Do you have a system that's outside of Niantic but funded by Niantic, and it's like run by people voted on by the POCs of the community that, okay, those are the like, how would you
open source,
or do you just go screw it? Like, either you trust that your data is not going to get out there by Niantic, or you don't, and you don't use the tool, or you do use it. But
I'm in that camp, because if you take that and you relate it to, say, Facebook, you go, well, I don't want to get on Facebook because any of their employees could actually read my private messages. Well, yeah, that's true. So are you going to trust them, or are you not? Right. Either you're going to use it or you're not, because at any given moment, any of these companies can do anything, and I'm sure they are, and they're just not letting people know. But what about Steam or Valve? Valve owns the biggest, like, video game digital marketplace on the planet. So it's like, well, I don't want to trust that to one game company, because what if they only push their games, or put their rankings, blah blah blah. Either you're in or you're out. Same with YouTube. And Google owning YouTube, and their videos are up and they're going to push down this and that, their agenda, blah blah blah, whatever. I just say, just trust them. Or if you don't, if you're a paranoid person, that's great. It's good to be cautious, I guess. But I say, yeah, they need to go for it, because the integration with Ingress is way better than, like, Google Plus is. Right now we have a link in our profile, but if it's integrated, you would have, like, I could look up Agent Goonie Guy and then click and see his posts, see his newest questions or responses, or just something, something. See if you're online, see if Agent Goonie Guy has a scanner open right now. Wouldn't that be interesting? A little status or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's the point where it's too far, right? Like, right. But that's the thing. Like, I would say that, like, we're trying to build a community at AgentAcademyPodcast.com, and it's very light, but it does have, like, badges and stuff like that. But wouldn't it be cooler if, and there are a couple groups on there, but, like, you're not going to trust anything on there. You're not going to go, well, I'm going to, like, start ops on Agent Academy Podcast because, hey, I'm enlightened. And like Eric said, like, if it comes down to it, I could go in and delve into the database and see everybody's data. I mean, passwords and stuff are hashed and they're secure, but you never know on a website. Like, this is just a little security for everybody out there. If you log into a website and you don't know anything about these people, even if it's a WordPress or a Drupal or some other known CMS, they could have edited this to make it where your passwords are passed in the clear text, where they can see exactly what your password is. If they want to, they could easily do that, like 5 minutes of coding.
Right.
This is why you do not use the same password for all your websites, because you just don't know. Yes, you know Facebook isn't doing that. You know Google Plus isn't doing it. You know these big companies aren't doing it. But anything else, you just don't know. Mm-hmm. And so use a different password. Get LastPass if you need to remember different passwords. But it's just a fact as the web goes. If you make a login, that login could be clear and open, and you have no way of knowing. Just absolutely no way. Like, you just don't know. There's no way to know. And anyway, I don't know what I was leading to. But what I was saying is, people logging into Agent Academy podcast, wouldn't it be great if we could just bounce against an API that was Ingress to say, is this agent who they say they are? Like, we don't want any data about that agent. We just want to make sure that this is a Resistance player and it is this name. And then, you can look in the scanner or whatever and figure out who it is. And you can make your own personal decisions whether to trust them or not. But at least there was like that connection. Like, that's the minimum I think you would need for some website. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess, what it would entail outside of privacy, and all that, you need a way to chat in real time with multiple channels. So you could do ops and do whatever, have little group discussions with whoever. So you basically need to build some sort of like a chat tool, like all
like
the
Slack
billions
or
of
a Telegram or something, or some way to connect between Telegram and this app, or
right. So that way, on the go, desktop and mobile, you can be able to chat and stuff, but also a static, some sort of a forum or something like a Reddit or a just, I don't know,
way to post stuff like forum.
Yeah, just a forum or something. So that way you can check in with that. So you need to check in via mobile or desktop.
And that needs to be controlled by Ingress, honestly. Like, we've had our run-ins with the Ingress Reddit. Like, I can't post there about the show anymore or I'll get banned kind of things, right?
Yeah, they're doing lame stuff over there, so we need to have them control that for sure.
Yeah.
But also, thirdly, I think they need to have a friends list service. Where I'm able to make lists of friends and name them. So I have like my Huntsville friends, my Birmingham friends, my Nashville friends. See if they're online, chat with them instantly.
So kind of make groups.
Right. And then see, look at their profiles individually and be able to search. So basically kind of like, I mean, we don't have that now. Obviously you can't search for somebody, but, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty standard kind of, social chatting tool, really.
Like a way to post, events. So if you have like local events going on, I mean, and these are nice to haves, I guess. Right. But events, sit reps. So when you do a cool field, you can post it and then attach everybody who's was part of it as well.
Tag them and then be able to like it, be able to comment on it. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But if Niantic did all that stuff all wrapped up, and it was branded Niantic, and then like maybe you'd have like the different games they make, right? So that they would reuse it. It's like Steam,
right? They build it once and then retheme it for each game they use. Yeah, with some modifications for the, some of the differences or whatever.
Yeah,
but then it would be cool because they could make things built into their now website that's like, hey, earn the whatever badge, like we do on Agent Academy podcast, right? Earn this badge by, posting sit reps or doing other cool things that are benefit to the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool, Mr. Krug.
So let us know what you think. Would you use a tool like that? What do you need in the tool? What do you want in the tool? Let us know. You can do that. You can tweet us, Agent Academy, or you can send us messages via the website. Just go to agentacademypodcast.com. You can post on even this podcast episode there, or on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you're watching.
Awesome.
Awesome. You know what else is awesome?
What?
Cassandra Prime registration is now open. I've registered the 4 members of my family and gotten our packs. So they have
The Boston
packs that you can get, you know, so you can get like, I want the pack that has the badge in it, or the wristband, or the pin, or whatever, right?
yeah. Well, the swag.
You gotta get the swag, right?
You got to have swag.
I was trying to click on the linky to it on the website, and there it is. So yeah, our website works. That's great. But they're the supporter kits. That's the word I was thinking of. So they have the free, which is everybody. If you're going, register for the free Prime kit, and then when you get there, you'll be able to hack the portal and get your Cassandra Prime badge. For $10, you can get the event card, a common loadout card, and a wristband. And I assume the wristband will be kind of like Epiphany Night, where it'll be faction based. But it may be red and black, which would be really cool too. So either way, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And then for $30, you can get the rare supporter kit, which will come up with everything in the common kit, but you'll also get a rare loadout card, an Ingress character card, a Prime pin, and a Prime sticker sheet, as well as a wristband. And then for $60, the very rare Cassandra Prime supporter kit, you'll get loadout card, a very rare run, character card, Prime pin, sticker sheet, wristband, and you'll also get a collector's patch and a collector's challenge coin.
Oh, okay.
So they are limited amounts of each one of those. So if there's one you really want, you should go and check it out now. Right now, well, I mean, this is for Boston because that's the one I went to, but it looks like there's about 300 of each of those left. So go register and get it. Let them know you're coming.
Cool.
I love swag. It's like that's my family. Okay, so what do y'all want? These are the things that they have. What does each of y'all? What would y'all really want? And so I base my decisions off that. But if you need a shirt, because I didn't see anything about shirts, you'll have to get the shirts through your local, whichever anomaly you're going to. There will probably be some sort of local Slack or some other organization to get in touch with. Get in touch with them and talk with them. A lot of them sell shirts and things like that with their own logos and stuff for that anomaly. And if you just want an Agent Academy Prime shirt, we are selling those. I have mine on the way. It's a modified version that I get with my name on the back instead of the Agent Academy. Sorry, had to do it. But it's a tour t-shirt for all the anomalies that we're planning to get to this year. So go to the website. It's pretty cool. But I love red and black, so I was really happy.
Yeah, go to agentacademypodcast.com/prime shirts if you want the short URL. Cool.
Oh, what else?
We got, I think that's it.
No.
I mean,
no, there's a ton of stuff.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let's see. Niantic is still looking into possible limbo portals. Oh, this is one of the AMA questions asked about this. So you reached out to Andrew about limbo portals?
About our Pints and Pixels portals. They're over 200 days in the queue, have not been touched.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I noticed in the AMA, someone asked about, hey, I've had some portals that are still in limbo, because you remember that was supposed to be fixed a few months ago, or maybe a month ago, whatever. And I did, when they kicked the machine, a few portals came tumbling out that got either approved or denied. And I actually have had a couple portals approved or denied lately. But we are still waiting on the Pints and Pixels portals. There's 2 of them. An artwork by Float, a mural, and then another mural behind the video arcade games. And I'm worried because they're really close to another portal that's downtown right next to Pints and Pixels. But I want a thumbs up or thumbs down, right? Like, let's either cut the head off or don't. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And so when I saw him tell this person, this agent, hey, send me a message on Telegram about the portals so we can look into it, I was like, well, I'll send you a message too. Like, everybody send him a message. He loves messages. So I sent him a message just saying, hey, you know, we have these portals, just letting you know. And so he asked me, you know, the name and stuff because he's going to send it in and see if they can find some kind of commonality between these portals that aren't getting through the system. So it's awesome. They're working on it. That's another one. Maybe we'll see the Pints and Pixels portals do one way or the other. We've kind of been waiting on doing the next Portals, Players, and Pies until those get, you know, something
acknowledged.
So talk about it.
Yeah.
I even have another bar just waiting to do the next episode, and so we'll see. Maybe that'll be something soon.
Yeah.
And then after that, we also have special experiences have been announced. This is a GoRec initiative for, I believe, just the primary anomalies. If you look at the list of what's been announced and where the soon-to-be announced messages are waiting on the events page, they are at the primary anomaly locations. But the San Diego anomaly has listed a bunch of what they're calling special experiences. And so I want to get your opinion, Mr. Agent Soho, about what's going on here. So you know about this special thing that's going on next year about people going to Thailand.
Thailand?
No, you don't know Colon? Special Operation Colon? Does that ring a bell to you, sir?
No. Colon.
So, you know, next year there's a special event going to be happening, Operation Colon, and people who do these other anomaly events and anomalies are competing to go to this, and they're going to pick a certain amount of resistance and enlightened agents to go there and compete to get I forget which piece, but a piece like Osiris's left toenail or something. But it will do something epic. So anyway, apparently you will need to be going to the primary anomalies to participate and be a part of this, because there is where they're going to have the prime challenges, which are I think it's the prime ones. It may be a different event, but anyway, these secondary experiences are what you compete in to I guess get chosen for the Thailand colon stuff.
Right. Okay.
Am I wrong? But anyway, so in San Diego, these are the special exclusive our special experiences. We have Intel Ops, and these are all $20 to participate. The Intel Ops, do you want to be a super spy? You can engage in espionage and surveillance missions that test all your agent skills, and you team up with up to 5 agents who will sneak and spy. This is run by Foxhound as part of the NIA Intel division. In-app Intel Ops medal will be awarded to on-site participants. That'll be happening Friday, as well as the Stealth Ops, which will be $20. All these are $20, so I won't say $20 again. $20! I lied! Stealth Ops, which will be Friday. And do you want to be an action hero? This will be a physical and leadership training for agents who want to shine above the rest. This is run by GoRuck, part of the NIA TKO division, and an in-app Stealth Op medal will be awarded to participants. Then, Prime Challenge. This is Saturday, 10 to 3, during the time of the anomaly. Yes. So you will have to make a decision on whether you are going to participate in the anomaly through the main activity, or if you are going to participate in the Prime Challenge, which is a tactical and kinetic operation to perform different challenges, compete in a 6-agent squad. And this is the one that is for the opportunity to join the Operation Colon experience next year. And this is also run by GoRuck, and an in-app Prime Challenge medal will be awarded to on-site participation. That's not it, Mr. Soho, Agent Soho.
There's one more.
There's more. So you have the Operation Clearfield. Actually, 2 more. So Operation Clearfield, which, we have Operation Clearfield. It's been in the past. So this is another one. It'll be collaborative community service mission to repair damage done to the destructive XM signal. This is run by GoRuck. You'll get a badge or a medal. And then lastly, on Sunday, the other one was on Sunday. This one on Sunday. So you may have to miss mission day on Sunday to do some of these. Check the times. There will also be an OPR, Operation Portal Recon, live. So you'll be able to submit portals live, and there will be NIA OPR. Whoa, holy crap. I just nearly blew that up. They will be there live to basically make it a portal or not make it a portal.
That's weird, right? Like live. That's interesting. Huh. And those are happening at the same time, the Sunday events. Also, the Friday events look like they're about the same time, too.
So anyway, we've got a link on our website. You can read more about it. Like, you didn't just get enough info. You can get more. Just go to agentacademypodcast.com, and there's a whole FAQ, frequently asked questions. I don't know who asked these questions. The funny thing is, frequently asked questions should be questions we think you're going to ask. That's really what it should be called, right? Like, how many frequently asked questions are really built off frequently asked questions?
Right,
like,
taking a survey. And
we should add that to the frequently asked questions because someone asked that a whole bunch. But this was just released, so no one's asked questions yet. So there's no frequently asked question. It is just a question you think someone's going to ask frequently.
So, like, if I had my own FAQ, the top question would be something like, "Hi, how are you doing?" That would be my frequently asked question. I'm like, man, people ask me this all the time. Like, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm always having to answer it. That's it. It's going in my FAQ. This is how I'm doing. Everyone, read my FAQ.
Here's my personal FAQ. Why are you walking like that? Do you smell something funny? Why do people always ask me that?
All right, it's going to be some awesome questions.
This is my FAQ. So let me ask you this. Do you think this would be in the FAQ? Patches? Question mark, question mark?
Patches. Oh, yeah, that is in the FAQ, isn't it? That's just it. Right? Patches.
Like, so yeah, do you think that like 100 agents just sent them an email that just said patches? Question mark, question mark. They're like,
I think you're onto them. You caught them.
Put this in the FAQ today. They may talk about it on the Agent Academy podcast. I don't think it happened, but it may have. So,
we figured it out. The answer to life in the universe.
What's in the capsule?
What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule? What's in the capsule?
What's in the capsule? I want to know what's in the capsule. What's in the damn capsule?
We got this and that and a little bit of this and lots of that. We have some Krug inspired things here. We got some from agents who sent us stuff directly. All kinds of cool stuff. And we have our own ideas that may or may not make it into the game. It's fun to wait and see if any of our good and bad ideas reach Ingress Prime, and we'll see. I feel like I should be like like a beatnik, like at a coffee shop reading poetry. Like blue triangles, green triangles, XM all over the floor. That was my poem.
I like it. Good. You got the beatnik hat on and everything.
Right? Yeah, and poems, beatnik poems don't rhyme, right? So that was perfect.
Woman! Whoa, man! She was a thief. You can't believe. Okay. I saw that from a movie.
Like a bongo.
Movie. It's a good movie.
Oh my.
So we have your submissions which you've sent in, and we get those automatically put into our capsule here, and then we open the capsule up. And this is what y'all sent us. Or do you want to do yours first? Yes. Agent Soho.
Should we do? Okay.
What do you have in the capsule here, sir? Sir Agent.
Right, so getting ready for Ingress Prime, of course, as always, and I'm thinking, what cool innovations could we experience? So over the weekend, during my birthday party, one of my friends brought his VR headset, a HTC Vive, and I had never actually played with one, and I'm really curious about it. And lots of cool VR Steam games out there, PlayStation VR, all this cool stuff. Anyway, he brought it over, and it was the coolest thing. And I keep thinking about like how much I want one now. And then I was like, everything I play should have some sort of VR element in it. How about Ingress?
Ingress VR.
So, okay, the idea is maybe... okay, first of all, I'll just preface this by saying not everybody is into VR. Some people actually get sick, motion sickness, whatever. Also, people don't like wearing helmets and hardware and stuff that blocks their vision. Maybe some people get claustrophobic. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's too expensive too. I don't know. Lots of reasons why someone would not like this at all. So, optional. This is optional.
All right.
So how about the VR optional support, which would include some sort of like optional mini games and stuff, right? Like a glyph hack alternative, something where you could be like on the map, in the map, something, and be able to like look around. Of course, this is kind of like not quite like AR, like you would think like Pokemon, like
Would you carry the goggles with you?
Yeah, so this would be like, so there's a lot of like
driving right now, you're stupid.
So what I was thinking was not like a full-on rig and all this stuff, and you need power and you need a PC. Like that's ridiculous.
It's like a VR monocle.
Yeah, monocle. I was thinking like, so I have, Google Cardboard, right? You just put it up on your phone. But there's a lot of like little plastic ones you can get for Samsungs and iPhones and stuff where you just attach your phone to it. It's no real big deal, right? So when you could go into VR mode, but you're simply just putting your little plastic thing on there, right? So I don't really know what you would do in VR really per se, but it would definitely have to be worth it, and it would have to be media enough content to know.
And I think they're talking about this VR mapping or this AR mapping, right? Like, so yeah. If they could do something like that, because I love this idea of like VR, AR, whatever, technology wise. But if they're mapping, so if things are there, they're in the world that you're seeing, so you're not going to bump into crap, right? That's the big thing, right? You don't just like, oh, I bumped into the portal or whatever. But if it's there physically, and now you can see other things around it, the intel or some other like crazy information that you can use and decipher and figure out some codes or something, and you can pass a passcode off or something.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I like that. Something where you're basically revealing something new that was normally cloaked or whatever. It is a scanner, so it is just a VR element of your scanner. So what are you scanning? You're picking up things. It's like turning on like heat vision. Suddenly you see the same stuff, but now you have an advantage. You can see heat. So, and that's not heat vision per se in the game, but that kind of it's like you have a different type of vision. Maybe it's some alien vision or alien technology vision or something. I don't know.
Well, what if they added? I don't even know if they need to add it. They could just do it to like. So what if you maybe couldn't see some of the mod slots on a portal unless you were wearing VR? And then so if you were wearing the VR AR headset or whatever, then you could detect. It's almost like a keep talking and it'll explode kind of thing, right? So you could come up to a portal and maybe disable a mod in VR by doing whatever game they built in a portal. So you come up to the portal and you're like having to pull the right switches or press the right buttons, put in the passcode, and then it's like, boom, you have knocked off this Aegis shield. Good job, agent. And you spent the same amount of time that you would have dinking it with bursters or whatever to get that shield off, but it's a different game. It's just a different aspect that they could do. Something like that.
Yeah, gives you the option. So also I think that out of safety, it probably shouldn't be able to be used in motion because, just walking around is one thing, with a headset on. You don't want to do that, especially if you're outdoors. Like, you don't want to be falling and tripping and hitting people or just hurting yourself. But also while you're driving, like, could you imagine someone trying to it's like, oh, I'm just going to put my helmet on just for a second. Boom, death.
Until the cars drive themselves.
Right.
It's going to happen one day. I predicted, kids. The cars are going to drive themselves. It's going to be crazy.
Right. So it's like, so the VR mode doesn't actually, there's no way to enter VR unless it knows that you're standing still. Like, the button literally doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Right. That would be a good safe way. It's like, oh, okay, I've been standing still long enough. Okay, VR mode, baby. And if you start moving, it starts staticking out and it goes away.
What? And why isn't that like, so why can't we just have, look, if we're going too fast, just have the scanner go wacky and don't let us do crap, because it's not fun being able to like, I'm moving too fast.
I know, yeah.
So I'm sitting here in the passenger seat thinking maybe I can do this, but I can't.
Yeah, it's just terrible having like the false notion that it could work, and it's like, so
yeah.
And it always makes the driver feel bad because I maybe like Kim is driving and I'm like riding and I'm like trying to do something. I'm like, oh man. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, you're going too fast.
Keep it under 35. Like, what the hell?
Now she's feeling bad. Like, it's something like her fault. Like, she did something wrong.
It's all her fault.
All right. So what do you have? Do you have some really friggin' awesome things?
I doubt it. So, and we may have kind of touched on this before, but I want like a keychain, more key stuff, right? Because that's like half the game is keys.
Yeah.
But I want a keychain that every single key that you own, whether it's in a capsule or not in a capsule, every key you have on it is on this keychain. And when you open up the keychain, it makes a list, just like. It's a list of the picture, the name, maybe some other data, but like the row, if you think of a table with this data in it, the row of that key, it'll be colored of how much like XM. So it'll be either blue or green, and it'll be filled up like how much XM it is. So when you pull it open, you can see at a glance like, who owns it? Is it blue, green, or neutral? Is it gray? I don't know. Also, does it need to be recharged? And there'll be a recharge button like right there.
Oh, that's nice. So I like that. And
then you can reorder it. So like, I want it by the ones with the least or whatever. Like, whatever things you could think of to like sort this keychain by, they would be there. Those options would be there. So then you could sit there and you can, because let's face it, recharging right now, it's got to be in an all-time low. I want stats on this, Andrew. Give us stats on this about recharging right now. Like, a year ago, the same day, how much XM was recharged across the world? I want the same numbers on today. I bet it's a crap ton lower. So we need other reasons to recharge. It's like half the game, and this would make it much easier to see that. and it would be cool just being able to go there. Maybe you could even flag keys as your favorites. This is my favorite key. Look at it. I'm going to hit the star on it. No, I sorted by favorites. I mean, you got it in Pokemon Go, so you can do it in this once we move over to Prime.
Yeah.
The old keychain.
That's good. Keychain. Rocking. I'd rock that keychain every day.
Rock that keychain every day. Rock that keychain every day.
Keychain. Nice.
I'm rocking that keychain every day. It's kind of hard to play the guitar and hand drums.
All right.
Okay. So,
and sing.
so
we have submissions.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some good ones and some bad ones. I'll let you decide which ones are good and bad.
Well, we're not going to say.
Because we're just going to read all of them and let you decide.
Right.
The first one is from Uncle Kuriakin. Yep.
Kuriakin!
It says, the slow glyph hack should display the name of each glyph on top of the symbol.
That might be cool. It might be help learning them.
So this is like after you've looked it, like, so it presents you something. So, I mean, it shows you after you're done.
But I think they're talking about like when it's going. So you do the special glyph to do the slow glyph hack, right?
Right.
And then as it's showing you the glyphs, it actually gives you the names then. And not
I
after.
see. Okay. I mean, I don't really know why.
To help you learn them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. To help you learn, okay.
Because I'll tell you what, after I'm done like hacking, I don't want to sit there and read the name. Sometimes I do because I want to know the name of it.
Yeah, okay.
But I usually skip it. But if it came up it would give me another reason to do the slow glyph hack, because otherwise I wouldn't want to do the slow glyph hack, because I want to do it as fast as possible.
Right, okay. Actually, yeah, you got me with that. Okay, because I always skip it too. Early on, I'd always read them, but yeah, okay. So, catch it early. Give me the name while I'm doing it, because I'm about to be out. I'm about to just hit done, and then go on with my life. Okay. Not bad. A little tiny improvements here and there amount to a big lump of progress. I don't know.
Uncle Curakin. No, okay. So Finnegan M sent in, what are your thoughts about a new badge that would go along with Illuminator, but would only count MU being held by that agent at each checkpoint? This would then accumulate the MU that the agent has captured and is part of the cell score at the time of each checkpoint, and would award the agent for field that stayed up at checkpoint 4 or for multiple checkpoints.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Background
So
music. Do you like the background music or not?
new badge idea. Yes. So that's kind of cool. So you're talking about like MU, like the MU that matters, right? It's like the MU at the checkpoint. So only calculate that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, and
so it
that's
kind of pushes
something
people to acknowledge the checkpoint at least a lot more than normal.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing to me. It's like, when you're learning the game, it's just kind of there. Like, it needs to be more of a, this is what the game is. You making this score at checkpoint, and you can be part of this, but you need to go out and go do this. And it's always encouraging when I hear like other people of the same faction, like they're like, oh, we got to go win this checkpoint and go, and they know they've got to go out and go do something. And I think this would directly tie into that when people are getting a badge because they're going out and doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, more checkpoint aware elements in the game for sure. And don't tuck it away so far. It's hard to find the checkpoint, honestly. You know, you have to click Intel and click and it's just buried.
Yeah, and for like I guess newer agents who may not understand like what is the difference between this and Illuminator. So like the Illuminator is just, you know, like what you're throwing the field, you get it every time, no matter if it counts towards checkpoint or not. So this would be different in that if your field was not up at checkpoint, it wouldn't count towards this badge. And so it's harder, and it makes you work to realize that when I throw this field actually counts. It actually matters. And so you'd start looking at, like, I actually have on my watch, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Those are checkpoints. So I actually have in my calendar all the checkpoints. So I know when the next checkpoint is. Cycle 222, checkpoint 1, 9 p.m. Right? So I know when it's going to happen. And I know that's in 1 hour for me. That's the next checkpoint. And I can look on the thing and say, okay, what's the score? Okay, we're doing good. We're going to win this checkpoint, so I don't need to go out and do anything. Why do they have so much right now? Can I go take down that field, right? Can I do whatever I can to help our team win this checkpoint? So I think having a badge would help that people would actually keep that in mind. Because I think a lot of new players don't even get that that's like a part of the game. Mm-hmm. You know, like how do they score? They're just like, well, I'm making triangles and doing this stuff and leveling up. But I don't even get what this intel crap is that I see on my screen. It's just numbers to me. So great idea, I think.
Yeah. Lovely, lovely. Like it a lot. I guess we're going to move on to Iron Angel Forge. This is regarding inventory overflow capsule, which we talked about last week. Is this actually from last week? Okay, moving on. That was from last week.
Oh, is it? Was it from last week?
Was it? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just regarding, yeah, I don't know. Let's read it anyway. Niantic could make bank. Oh, no, this is new. Niantic could make bank by offering a storage locker, like key lockers for certain inventory items, like a storage locker for weapons, mods, or resonators. I'd pay $5 each for an extra 100 or 250 spots in storage, even if there was some restriction on being able to open it. Like you have to be under your own colors field or the like, or we're allowed to access once per 5-hour checkpoint. That's interesting, actually. I like being able to open it while you're under your own color, like inside a field. Actually, that should be a
cool idea.
Thing.
Like maybe not for this, but for something to be like,
yeah,
well, I can only do it if I'm under a green field. Like maybe there is a capsule that is like faction locked.
Yeah, because that make you be like, oh my god, we need to make a field. Like we need to literally make a field, and I need to stand in it. Like that's cool. Actually, that's the takeaway.
Maybe you can only trade stuff with another agent of your faction if you're under,
right?
You know, a field that's, you know, your faction.
That's cool.
Would that be kind of weird? Like, hey, we've got to like field. Like, I know you want to trade this, but
right,
we gotta have a field.
Huh. That's cool. Okay. So, but the idea is the inventory overflow capsule. So like having restricted extra storage for certain items and stuff like that. Certainly, I think that would be a good idea. Probably, like he said, you know, making bank, like that would be something you'd buy in the store.
Bank.
You know, I'm totally down for that. For some reason, me and Goonie Guy got a little bit more excited about being under the field. And
we love being under the field.
That's just a cool. I love it. I love it.
So, like, what do you think about, and has anybody said this in the past, but like being under a field, like, shouldn't it increase the damage and the protection and everything that's of whatever field you're under? So if you're under a green field, you're green, you know, doing damage against a blue what resonator does, it does more damage, right? But if you're under a blue field, it does less damage to a blue resonator. And so it's like gives you more of a reason to like build a field and keep things under fields, and maybe in Prime when they have this kind of tertiary layer where you can still see under the fields, maybe, I don't know, there's some way to build stuff and do stuff under the field. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely needs to be a thing. If Niantic takes one thing away from this whole episode, it's that right there. All right. Well, let's see here. We have more.
We got one from Wants to Soldier. Wonton Soldier. He says, I have just watched you guys, and yes, I have quite a few ideas for now. I'm only willing to part with a couple. We should have the ability to send and receive items through email. The other, for now, is a super virus more powerful than Jarvis or ADA. In fact, it infects the whole field, as a virus would do. I am called Agent Wonton Soldier. I shall say no more.
Nice. I should say that from now on. Like when I'm at Mapco buying like a banana in the morning for breakfast, I'll be like, and I'm Eric Fullerton. I shall say no more. Or I am called Eric Fullerton. That's even more powerful. Okay, well,
throw Agent in there. I am Agent Soho. I will have the banana.
I will say no more. Would you like a receipt with that? I said I will say no more.
Do not make me talk anymore. Okay, so I forgot the question or the idea now. Send and receive items through email. What do you think about that? So across the world, basically anywhere in the world, you could send items. Are we talking eBay Farmers Paradise?
Yeah, that was the problem with that. We talked about that. If just the free exchange of things, you've basically created a marketplace because there's no in-game cash, but that's the exploit. You're selling things offline and just emailing them the goods. I don't know.
And you no longer have to meet people face to face.
Yeah,
but other games are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, is that good or bad?
Yeah. I think it should integrate into the game a little bit more. Like, Ingress is all about getting up and moving. Yeah. So, staying home and emailing your friend is not getting up and move. So, staying consistent to their motto, it doesn't really fit. So, that's weak.
Yeah, I don't know about email. Maybe like drop capsules with locks on it, which we talked about in the past, right? So you have a capsule with a code on it. No one could pick it up unless they had the code. Then you could leave it somewhere, and then someone else could come up and get it. Yeah, and I'd be fine with. I think we talked about once where you did something like that, but then you could move that capsule along a link. So that way, if you wanted to send it to someone in California and you had a link from Alabama to California, you could just send it along that link. But if it got destroyed, the link on the way, it would drop at that point. Like some cool things like that. Like there's a way to like build it in the game, but it doesn't make it push button. Here it is in your email.
Right. It shouldn't be that easy. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
There was another one too. Said the other for now is a super virus. Oh yeah, more powerful than Jarvis. Let's see. In fact, So
you talk about this for a second. I got to step up for 1 second.
Okay. So I think this one needs a little bit more data. It's talking about a virus that can infect the whole field. I guess field could be an actual field that you're in, like I don't know, infecting. See, we talked about maybe a virus that could spread across the entire planet, which jumps from node to node or, portal to portal, infecting it or doing something to it. Maybe making it a neutral. Maybe that turns the whole world neutral. I don't know. But that one is weird. Yes, need some more data on that one, but I shall say no more. Let's go on to the next one. While Agent Goody Guy is away just for a second, we're going to go with Shilster. Shilster gave us the ice turret last week, the one that we love so much. Now this week, the fire turret. So you got fire and ice. The fire turret burns out your XM bar for a certain amount of time. Wait, that's it? Oh, okay. So it is a turret. So it is burning your XM bar. Much like a regular turret does, except without the fire. Oh, Agent Goody Guy's back.
What's up? Shilster's an ice turret. It was last week. Fire turrets this week?
Yeah, this one. So I don't really get it. Okay, the fire turret burns out your XM bar for a certain amount of time. Does that mean that it doesn't like just take your XM away? It like disables your XM bar, like you're not able to even like put any in. Maybe not even able to like use a cube.
Say for 5-10 minutes. Like I guess that's up to us. What would you think? Like so, this thing goes off. You get. Hit by the fire turret. Now you cannot do anything that uses XM for how long?
Right. That's interesting. 5 minutes is a long time. I don't know. I don't know. Like you could really screw somebody up if you're like in a downtown area. Like does it stack? I would hate to see this stack because right? Because if you're downtown, you just accidentally pinged about 15 of them with a big L8 or something.
Not playing for the rest of the night.
Yeah, and you're like, well, looks like I'm out for 6 days. Like, whoa, how many did you hit?
Unless you have some sort of like flame retardant suit on.
Yeah, right. Which you can buy from the in-game store for only $14.99. That'd be terrible. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't know. There's an idea there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would. What would you do with
the fire turret? Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know.
The next, what's in the capsule? But we are running super long tonight, are we? Yeah,
I think we are. Should we save the rest for later? We have some Krug ones that I mentioned earlier, but let's get to those next week, I think. These are cool.
We got a quick segment here.
Wow.
So we only got one comment per week because we are running pretty late, so we're gonna kind of do the rest of the show pretty quickly. But we got a comment here. We got an iTunes review. We love iTunes reviews. So this one comes from Philip Sin from the United States. It says, Agent Soho and Agent Goonie Guy dish all things Ingress. If you want, or if you know what's good for you, you'll listen to this podcast, which you do because you listen to it. So tell your friends and other agents.
Hey, cool. Yeah. Oh, thanks, y'all, for the for them. I think we've been asking for those, and they do help kind of push the show up a little bit in the rankings.
And honestly, they just make us feel better. I mean,
yeah, it's like it's social proof, right? Other people can look down and go, "Oh, well, these guys like it. Maybe I will too. I don't know." And then they hit play, and then they're like, "Nope, this sucks."
Nope, done. I'm done with this podcast. Not listening no more. Gonna go to the bathroom and deal with this sore. Wait, no, it's something else. Okay, so let's move on to.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Agents, it appears we have found something interesting. Media acquired.
Okay, it's media acquired time. What is this first one here? Unofficial
So
agent.
there was a survey. This is an unofficial survey. We'll link to this in the show notes, so be sure to go to agentacademypodcast.com and check out the show notes. The survey takes questions about which faction are you, what level are you, do you use IITC, mobile designs, have you attended Anomalies, do you play Pokemon Go, how do you get around, do you keep up with the storyline, etc. And then it has these nice looking charts that show all this data. And there's been about almost 1,000 agents have filled it out so far. This is for the Q2 of 2018, so we'll link to it. More data. It's just fun to see. Fun to see this.
Yeah, it reveals some kind of interesting results so far. Like, do you keep up with the storyline is very telling. It's a huge, like, I'd say probably, what, a percentage? 90% say no. 16 people said yes, and 84 said no. So a ton of people say no. The storyline. It is convoluted, it's complicated, it's for the hardcore.
That's true. So do you think Niantic will look at stuff like that and go, well, do we really need to invest so much time and money into the storyline if only, 16%? But that's 60% of 1,000 agents. That's why we want more people to go and do these surveys, because it's going to take a lot more agents before this data becomes anywhere near valid.
Right.
If ever. But kind of cool. It's kind of cool that if you look at the Do You Play Pokemon Go round chart, it looks like a Pokeball.
That is kind of cool.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing.
The majority say no, they don't play Pokemon Go.
They're just not admitting it. No. Anyway, also part of Media Acquired. I don't know if you had a chance, if you've been keeping up with Andrew Krug's other G Plus thing, but he has life lessons from an idiot. And these are some very interesting, I don't know if stories are the right word, but posts that he's been making. And this last one really kind of hit home to me. So it was the stigma of mental health issues. And he actually gets really personal and talks about his own troubles and issues with mental health issues, from ADD to depression. And I think a lot of this was spurred on by Anthony Bourdain's suicide recently, which is very sad. And he always had some cool shows, and he has a very compelling kind of side of his life compared to Anthony's. And it's a great read, and if you haven't read it, you need to go and check out Andrew Krug's Life Lessons from an Idiot. This really hit home with me because I was actually at the age of 40, however old I am. I was born in 74, whatever that makes me. Just last year, I was diagnosed with ADD. Like, I did not know. I knew that, like, I had issues concentrating and stuff. And, I talked to my doctor about it, and he started asking me all these questions, and I was answering. And he's like, let's put you on some Adderall, which is some ADD medicine. And he worked with me with the dosage, and it's like kind of changed my life. Like that and my CPAP machine were like two things that just have completely and drastically changed my life. So it's like, was reading this because he talks about how it's kind of a stigma and talking about this sort of stuff. And it is like, I don't really tell people. I've told like my really close friends and, but like I haven't told anybody at work. Like no one at work knows. And I don't know if it's something that like, I was like, well, I don't want them to know because like, are they going to treat me differently? Like when it comes like raise time, well, he has ADD. Maybe he can't do work as well or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. Maybe that's, so he's not getting stuff done as well because he's got these issues. But he goes into further things, which I don't have to deal with, which is like depression and bipolar stuff. And I may have some of that wrong, so don't let me go read it. Go read it. It's really good. It's a good story, and it's really nice that Andrew came out and talked about all this, and you may be able to identify with a lot of it. And so once again, that's Life Lessons from an Idiot. It's a G+. You can go to their plus.google.com/collection/W2LYSF, and it will definitely be in the show notes. So go take a look at it. And
yeah, and have you seen the Take Your Pills, the movie on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
Really? It's all about Adderall and how crazy it is and this and that and what people think of it and what people do on it and all this kind of the history of it. Yeah, go check out Take Your Pills.
Is this trying to get me to quit taking my pills?
No, it doesn't really say anything about like it doesn't endorse it. It doesn't say it's bad. It just, like I did it too. I had ADD. I guess I always do. I don't know, but I took Adderall for a number of years and then I just stopped because I just felt like I just didn't need it anymore, and I still haven't done it. But
here's I had to get this pill box because I would forget to take them because I'd be like, did I take it this morning? And I didn't want to double up. But usually when I couldn't remember was the days that I've noticed now when I have this, when I'm like, did I take it? And I go look and it's like, no, I didn't take it. It's like when I can't remember is the day that I just didn't take it. And yesterday I forgot. And I ended up tearing up my office and making this weird computer monitor stand out of this monitor stand and then this bracket that normally fits on. I was all over the place. It was really wacky. Because and I think it was because I didn't take my medicine. Anyway.
Weird.
Sorry. So I'll have to take a look at this video you're talking about. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. Okay, so that's cool. So yeah, follow Andrew Krug. I put the link in the comments too. But yeah, go check it out
Go check it out.
Reddit post.
And lastly, yeah. So I read this and I thought it might be something that I'd like because you don't normally hear thank yous and stuff to the Niantic support staff, right? You only hear why can't you do this or why can't you do that? So when I saw this Reddit post, I thought it was high time they got their praise at NIA. And this is a sincere thank you to the Niantic support staff for reviving the game in their area. And it's a story about how they had some spoofers and Niantic was really quick with working with them and getting rid of the spoofers, and it really helped that community out. So we'll link to that Reddit post in the show notes so you can go read more about it.
Oh, that's great. Nice.
Nice, very nice. And so we had one call that for some reason it wasn't in comms or the other thing, but we have it here. We did not forget you. Agent Dewey J, longtime supporter of the show. We appreciate it. Here is the call. And, while I'm saying that, we did not mention, I don't think, JBJ Blaze sent in the new comms bumper earlier. And we appreciate that, JBJ. So thank you so much. JBJ. I actually have a box of crap. And it probably is crap. It's buttons. I don't know. It's from 3, 4, 5 years ago that I was supposed to mail out to JBJ Blaze. Uh-oh. Don't look at that link. We lost Agent Soho. So I'm here. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't be. Anyway, I've got a box of stuff that I'm going to mail you. It's in my car now. And so anyway, I'm going to play this thing, and hopefully Eric will be back.
Hi, guys. Agent Dewey J here. I guess this is for what's in the capsule or comms, but it is a change in the game. A simple idea. I'd like for them to put in the intel map, link collision. So whenever I draw a link from portal A to portal B, when that link collides with an existing link, or cross link if you want to say, it stops drawing at that point. It puts up a red dot. That way I don't have to walk my links, if they're really long, to figure out where it's not getting through. Love the podcast. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
I was dealing with stuff to try to get Eric back on, so I'm going to have to replay that one again.
Hi guys, Agent Dewey J here. I guess this is for what's in the capsule or comms, but it is a change in the game. A simple idea. I'd like for them to put in the intel map, link collision. So whenever I draw a link from portal A to portal B, when that link collides with an existing link, a cross link if you want to say, it stops drawing at that point. It puts up a red dot. That way I don't have to walk my links if they're really long to figure out where it's not getting through.
Yeah.
Love the podcast. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am wrong. I must be wrong. This may be an IITC thing, but if you do the little thing on the Intel map, it's the circle with like the things around it that says, hey, I'm going to connect this portal to another portal, and it's going to draw the line. If you do that and it crosses another portal, it does make a red line and show you that you're crossing another link, right? Am I missing the point of that question? I may be. Let me know, Agent Dewey J, if I am. But I think it already does that. And now it doesn't stop, but it does highlight it. It makes a red line over the current link. Unless that's some IITC plugin that I have.
Right. Yeah, I think it is a plugin.
What?
Yeah.
Well, all my plugins aren't working right now, so I think you're all lying. I'm going to go try it right now.
And yeah, unless there's like been an update or something, I didn't think that
Ingress.com/Intel. Keep talking. I got this. Just playing with the map right here. See, it's a catchy song.
Yeah. So,
I guess I could actually add this. This should, so I'll add this so you can see it at least.
Oh, yeah. So we can see your screen?
Yeah.
Did
that work? Okay, yeah, now you can see it. All right. So if I say, click on my location, now don't come stab me because now you know where I live. Okay, so if I go here and I click on, say, this link, this portal, and I go, I want to connect to another portal that's right here.
Oh,
Bam,
yeah.
it draws the line. See how it draws the red line?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure does.
So it lets you know that there's already a link crossing there.
Yeah. So the dotted line.
Yeah, that's all me, baby. Yeah. That's all me. This is my whole area.
I was gonna say that's a lot of green there, a lot of layers.
This is the portal. On. This is the portal that I've been.
Oh yeah, that's the one downtown. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's a starburst. I mean,
obviously I flipped. It's all me. That's funny.
Nice work, sir. When I say go to my location on my map, it takes me to Michigan.
That's weird. There's a Hard Dock Cafe. Is that down at the...
Oh, I'm using a proxy or a private network.
That will mess things up.
I was like, what is happening?
That will mess things up.
Anyway, well then.
I bet that's Butterfly. I bet you that's Butterfly. She's got the big old field up. Nice job. BFS. Okay, so I might have that wrong, so let me know, Dewey J, if you're talking about something different, because I was screwing with other stuff and maybe I didn't hear the question right. But thank you for sending that in. We always appreciate the phone calls. Like, those are the best. We love those. Speakpipe.com/Agent Academy. You can actually do it straight from the website. Go there. Agent Academy podcast.com. And that takes us to hey, sorry, someone's at the door.
Pardon me, Agent Soho, Agent Goonie Guy. I'm afraid you are needed in the Situation Room. If you could please wrap it up.
Again? Okay. Every week we're always having to go to that meeting.
I don't know what his problem is.
We do have a nice little achievement for today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
A0611 Prime. It's the whole word. A.
Hey, nice.
All right, so type all that stuff in there
And get your
yourself an
achievement.
And of course, go to our website to do that. That's not like a Intel code or not like a Ingress code. All right then.
You know what else I did this week, Mr.
What you did?
I don't know if I'm gonna see if I can get the camera over here. Can you see that on-air light back there?
Oh yeah, the on air. Cool. Yeah, you got the radio.
So I found that at a garage sale for $2. Like, I've been looking for one of these for years since we started podcasting. They're usually like $100 or more.
Yeah.
So I got this at a garage sale, and I got this other. I had this other extension that has plugs outlets in it that is Wi-Fi enabled. So now I have an if then that thing that when we start streaming, it turns my light to purple and turns on the on-air side automatically when we hit stream. So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
So
yeah, man.
That's it.
Gotta admit, I don't believe in you, but I do. I super believe in you, Tad Cooper.
So thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to meet everybody at the Boston Anomaly coming up in just less than 2 months now. So I'm working on some swag to bring with me. I don't know how much I can get on the airplane, but I'll do what I can. I will definitely have cards to give out with passcodes for achievements. So come find me, come say hi, come buy me a beer, and make me drunk in front of my little kids. It'll be fun. My kids don't see me drunk enough. That may be just my opinion. Don't ask my wife. But
okay.
It'll be fun anyway. So come do that. But if you're going to the Anomaly, buy one of our tour t-shirts. We actually made some Agent Academy tour t-shirts. Go to the website to find out more about it, as well as some cool things. If you go to our website, there's an ad for a thing called Go Card. If you're going to an Anomaly, or maybe if they just have Go Card in your city, this thing called Go Card, you buy it for the day, and then you can go to all these different what do you call it, like
events,
attractions and museums, all for that one price, and you just pay the once, and you can usually get in the head of the line depending on what it is. And so we got a special deal.
It's like a VIP card for an entire city.
Yeah, so I'm looking at trying to get them for Boston, because it's like the perfect, like, I'm not going to get to go in all these museums. I don't want to pay for all these museums, but I can pay for one card and get in and get all these uniques. Like, that's awesome. So I'm going to try to do that. Maybe not even for the whole family, right? Just me, and be like, I'll be right back. You'll just wait here. I'm going to get some uniques. Y'all can go and we'll share it. That, and also the audibletrial.com/Agent Academy. Get you a free book. It's absolutely free. It's an audio book. You can listen to it while you're playing Ingress. I've been listening to Dune, and it's a really good book. But they have the Niantic Project on there. I listen to it over and over again, and it's so cool hearing, I guess it's ADA in your head, just sitting there talking to you, reading the book. So it's pretty cool. So get those are some freebies, and get you your achievements at agentacademypodcast.com. We're making new ones every week. We just made a new one this week for bugs. The bug finders. I've had a few really awesome agents that have helped me track down bugs on the website, so I sent them a special badge just for them. So I appreciate y'all, I really do. And come back next week, get another badge, and let's do the show. Submit content. We'll put it on the air. I promise you. May not be next week, but at some point it'll get on there.
Are we gonna have a badge achievement for getting badges? Like, I have 100 badges.
You actually get ranks on the site. So, like, you start off as, I believe, a cadet, and then you become like a second cadet. So you actually work up in these ranks the more achievements you get.
Yeah.
And we can add achievements that are like, get 10 achievements or do this kind of stuff 10 times. We don't have those per se yet, but there are ranks. So you can get up to whatever agent rank is by getting all the achievements and getting multiples. So thanks for watching the podcast, the vidcast, whatever you want to call it, the stream, the live stream, and listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. And this is so much fun. If there's something we're not doing and you want us to do on the show, let us know. We just want to do more and do the stuff for is all.
Well, see you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.